that profile sort of speaks so much, and I think it creates a massive burden for somebody to prove that that is actually the case. I hope that whatever that I'll be presenting will actually be even half of that. In any case, I also believe that my homework has been that they've said EBID, because I think everything that has been said here speaks a lot about the role of technology in the legal sector. Starting from the first session, including law firm structure and management, technology was highly spoken about. Coming to the second session about succession planning and management, technology was deeply into it, about how to share, how do you store document. Mama Maja spoke a lot about it. The third session, branding, sales, and marketing of law firm and legal services. Technology has been spoken. So for a lazy presenter like me, I could just say, that is it. So let's talk about something else. In any case, I prepared a presentation, and I think I want to do justice to read through it so that my time here would have been useful to be put in the panel and all the cost for the branding and graphics. So bear with me, but I'll really fly. So what is technology in general? So when we speak about technology, we are speaking about scientific knowledge for practical purposes, and especially in a certain industry, for problem solving. So when we are talking about technology in the legal sector, we are speaking, again, I don't want to define the legal sector, we are lawyers, we are here, but we are speaking about a scientific and practical solutions for purposes of facilitating practice in general, and by practice I mean law. So what is our practice? Mostly that we have heard today, we have had technology in the sense of branding and sales, of which it encompasses how we as lawyers resonate with our clients. But there are many facets of our legal practice that we need to speak about. I love about the presentation about the sponsors, Smart ERP, because the 4 sectors that they have shown, it showed that there is another arm that it is important in our practice for us to think about. So if you look at this slide, you'll see that the sector, our practice, regardless of where you are, and I've tried to encompass this in generally, you see there is court practice, there is client general services, you see there is firm management, general communication channels, and depending to whom, and then e-products creation. We'll talk about that later. So as a practitioner, when you're talking about legal practice, you are a firm, you are a practice, even if you're solo. There are multiple instances of your practice. First, you practice in relation to the regulators, to the authorities that are in place. You're talking about the judiciary, you're talking about BRELA, you're talking about TRA. That is one arm. You see, it is a part of your legal practice because it touches you. You will come to the second arm that is important, and that is why you are existing, you are selling, to whom, what services, what your services target. You'll find you have consumers. I want to call them consumers first because there's that gray line that we've been talking here. Is it a business? Is it a service? Because for those of us who say it's a business, we say client. But for those who are servicing, they can be consumers, pro bono services. They don't call them clients. But at the end of the day, those are people that we are targeting in terms of serving. So that is the second arm, consumers. The third arm is you yourself again, but outside of you. You come to your staff, management. So when we talk about the legal sector that is to be spoken with in relation to you, those are the areas that you need to look at. The technology that we are looking at, that what is its role, need to cover all those areas. Because it's easy to cover one in terms of saying client, but forgetting how do you resonate with TRA? How do you work with municipal in terms of business license? It's easy to cover these and then you forget the most important part, which will definitely kuharibu kila kitu, ambayo ni in-house. How do you manage your in-house? So technology must be tested with regards to all those areas. Now, I will definitely fly through that slide, especially that's what we are talking about. That is it a business, is it what? But at the end of the day, technology must assist you to cover all those areas that I've mentioned effectively, timely, and accurately. That's what technology should do to your business. In any case, our traditional practice has challenges that technology should definitely come in to serve and help us with. The traditional practice is very much inevitable for everyone. It's inaogopa mabadiliko. It's, for example, I'll give a simple example of traditional practice. You are lawyer and notary stamp. You see, it's traditional because it's supposed to be, it's a device, it's tangible. So traditionally, you're supposed to work with that everywhere so as to notarize. But there are solutions these days, there are electronic stamps. That is what technology does. While most of us here cannot work with our stamps, our electronic stamp can go everywhere. The same goes with signature. While you need traditionally to sign physically, but now we have electronic signatures. That is what technology does. So traditionally, there are so many challenges that are there. Number two, you have infrastructure challenges. There is traffic. The court is full. The court is not enough. The mic is not audible enough. You see, all these are challenges that are there in a traditional practice. Lack of skills challenges. How do I manage? Everybody has said lawyers are not good in finance. Lawyers are not good at managing. Lawyers are not this. So that is a challenge based on skills. And worse is that most of us here, I know some were blessed enough to have such skills where they went to, but some of us, the colleges where we went, it was all about jurisprudence, legal method, and everything. But even our bookkeeping was not part of the knowledge. The best skills we got was computer skills 101, which was basically how to open and shut a computer, basic and communication skills, and maybe if you are lucky, development skills, which was just about roster model of development, and you're done. See? So skills, technology, we expect should be able to assist us to solve that problem. Competition, you see, competition in the normal practice is basically like Angelista touched about who has been where, when, and how. So how do you deal with a competition challenge? Technology can assist you in that, we believe. Nature, by nature, I mean things like pandemics. Technology could solve practice in things like this. Then there's human error factor, the most common. I'm not sure if insurance cover is a technological solution, but again, human error. We will touch base with regards to how can technology assist you in this. My friend Shazad usually likes to say, and I think you'll appreciate me saying, the robots are coming. So now, based on those challenges that I've mentioned, there are certain problems that you can see that associate with those challenges. There is waste of time. For example, I say traffic, getting to court. So many hours lost in between. There's poor communication if you do not have those systems and skills to manage such factor. Then there is ineffective services due to human error and emotions. And most of the time we speak mostly on error. We forget about emotions. You see, it affects our services because of such matters. Then limited orbit of services, your scope of services. If you stick to the traditional practice, your services will revolve around you, because that's everything. You know, some of us, I don't know about Hamza, but even internet was an issue to some of us, the law firms that we actually were mentored. So what it means is that your services are as effective and go as far as where you are. But technology expands the scope of your services to areas that you are not physically there. Again, lack of visibility. And lastly, you become a laggard in competition. Remember, we said that there is competition. So technology calls to save all those problems. The challenges that we have highlighted in that presentation are not novel, and I'm not even attempting to say that they're exhaustive. I believe people here have different challenges, they have more challenges, but those ones are the ones that come up the most. So technology, most of the time, technological experts and legal scientists have come up with solutions to solve these problems from time to time. Now, what I wanted to put as a disclaimer from the word go is that technology is not a substitute for personal excellence. It's not mwarobaini kwamba ndo utakuwa the best lawyer. Because we are lawyers, I feel that this is the right moment for me to quote a Latin maxim, nemo dat quod non habet. You cannot sell what you don't have, right? You cannot give what you don't have. So basically, technology is there to make sure that you exploit what you don't have. You exploit, not sell, but sell what you already have. So that's technology. So if you're a good lawyer, instead of two people that are around you knowing you're a good lawyer, now we are trying to see how technology can make 400 people that are not close to you know that you're a good lawyer. You see, but it will not necessarily make you a good lawyer. So again, what we think about technology, for example, the people from Smart ERP have said, is that we expect that scientific solution, technology, its role to your business, to the legal sector in general, should enhance to polish your excellence. So it has to exist first, you see? Then increase productivity. It should add knowledge on how to be better and learn and grow your understanding. You see, I will later on explain each of these, will show how. Then connect you with opportunity within and beyond your geographical confines. Add to your services skills that you do not and cannot have. Remember that, that's what we're talking, and I appreciate the presentation for Smart ERP. Then you can also showcase legally. Please, previous speakers spoke about the confines of law with regards to seeking businesses and the limitations there too. So legally, the services that you have, you can showcase them. Then it can save you from expending resources unnecessarily. We've been told here that technology, digital, from 78 Inc., how digital branding can assist you to actually cut costs from the traditional sort of branding and stuff like that. But also, if you're thinking about resources, is if you can actually now have a case online, you have saved on fuel, you've saved on time. You will be at the office and you can actually save a lot. Then it will give you feedback that wouldn't otherwise be forthcoming. This is another item that most people don't really look at when they're talking about technology. Let's say you are sending a letter to a client 20 years ago. You do not know that he has received it. You do not know that that mailbox even exists, but you've sent it because it says Postal Box 7026, Dar es Salaam. But now if you're sending an email, there's read receipt. If you're sending newsletters, you get bounce reports that how many people have opened it, how many people have engaged, so you have analytics. So this is the sort of what role technology can play in your business. Feedback. 100% of the people have not opened up your email. You'll not be sending it. You'll change. But if you send a mail 20 years ago, you don't know. So you'll be sending, nobody's opening those letters. For example, kuna zile letters watu wa marketing zamani. I used to just get them with a stamp, I look at them, I put them on trash. Never opened them. But now you will know 20% have opened. You say, okay, I'll keep going. You see? So that is what technology we expect should give as a solution to our services. So how? You have to ask yourself, how do you put that as a solution to your business? Again, it's simple. I created this simple matrix for purposes. I'm not sure if it's visible from the back, but you have a challenge with regards to time management and productivity. You have time managing apps as a solution. Technology gives you that. Systems and online diaries. That is a solution. You have heard about some of the systems here. Infrastructural challenges, traffic, cost, time, storage. You have online utility systems. Here comes government, for example, portal. You have judiciary case management system now. Cases are being determined from everywhere. Judges now don't need to travel to zones to do sessions. They handle them from there. My background is litigation, but to just see, sometimes I go into an associate's room and I find them and say, I'm in court. I'm like, okay, sorry. You see, it happens from everywhere. So you cut down on that. But with regards to this, you don't have a choice because the practice is changing. And that's why we said out of all those sectors within the legal sector, this sector is changing. So your practice has to change. Otherwise, your practice is shrinking. Because TRA now wants you to do e-filing. So if you are not doing e-filing, it means you are not compliant. It means that you will not be there. At the end of the day, registering a company now, you need an ORS system. So technology is already there. So it's just a choice whether you want to embrace it and grow with it, or not embrace it and be sidelined and have a very irrelevant practice. For example, if you don't embrace technology on the side of BRELA, it means you will not register companies. A whole business practice is going outside of you. Again, research portals, Academia Edu, LinkedIn, you read. That's where it's important to your technology. Tanzli, all cases, precedents are put there. You see, geographical practice challenges. The fact that you cannot be somewhere or everywhere at the same time, but technology now assists. In a manner of speaking, in a day, you can meet people in China, start meeting people in the US, meet people from South Africa. All of them expanding your services. So if you are reluctant to invest in meeting apps, and you can just download them. You see clients who say, go to meetings. Another client comes to say, we want Google Teams. Another client says, Google Meetings. Another client says, Microsoft Teams. Another client says, we want Skype for Business. Another one, I don't know. But at what cost would you miss on work because you are reluctant to embrace technology? So again, all these are available in your devices, in your phones, and they will accentuate your practice to make sure that you can actually compete. Skills deficiencies, management. I'm not saying we need to be accountants, we need to be whatever, tax persons, we need to be managers, HRs, etc. However, the beautiful part of this is that before me, We had people from ITL, and you had them. There's technology to assist you to manage ERPs. ERP stand for Enterprise Resource Planning. So it basically assists you to manage systems within you. You don't have to do everything. The thing about it, we heard Ambassador Maja earlier speaking about having a focal point to communicate with to everybody. If you don't invest in this, it means that when someone wants a document and you're a firm of 20 people, 19 people will be scrambling to get a document. But when you have systems like this, it means that anyone from anywhere can access this document, regardless whether the maker of that document or the owner of that process is not there. But apart from it, things like review, drafting becomes easy because everybody can engage and get connected with the process. You can track changes and everybody follows. You can communicate as a firm without it, and especially beating the challenge regarding nature. Last year, this year, we are still suffering and fighting the pandemic. Systems like this will assist you to actually communicate and own works communally, regardless of where you are. So again, you have visibility and networking, online platforms, websites, social media, and other software. Let's speak about LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. They've been spoken about. I will not say so much, but Angelista and Ashik spoke about how to use them to better your practice. We have spoken about feedback. I want to go there a little bit. We have analytics. It speaks to you. How many people have read your article? How many people have engaged with it? These people are from where? Are they your targeted audience or not? Even most people don't. They just post and they go. But be somewhere around there on those links. Just try and see engagement levels. And if they are low, you will definitely know that perhaps what you are targeting is not being, you are not getting it. So maybe change strategy. I would speak a little bit about LinkedIn. Amne has said she's getting work from LinkedIn. There is one group that, not one group. There are so many groups. The good thing we have Madeline here, and she's a maverick when it comes to arbitration. There is one group has 49,000 arbitrators worldwide. It's, Arbitration International something, AIC, I believe. 49,000 arbitrators. It has even the chairs of ICC, arbitrators from American Arbitration Association, arbitrators from China. And when there's an arbitration issue, for example, when there was a dispute about the South China Sea, these arbitrators, top-notch in the world, are discussing there the best knowledge. So you just have to have internet bando, and just be there and get the knowledge. So if you don't embrace it, it means things are passing you by. As simple as that. So again, these are the things. So these are other solutions that are there. Natural events, pandemics. You have meeting apps and online utility systems that we had. Human error and productivity. You have system, contract, and apps that actually can do systems that do contract review and proposals. You have review and feedback. I've spoken about analytics and targeted. Then space issues and storage wars. Space issues and storage wars. You have, right now, if your firm has not embraced technology, it means you have to store things physically. You have to have a storage room. You have to have a librarian, a storekeeper, which is fine, no problem. Maybe we are boosting employment for the people. Nonetheless, it's not sustainable. If there is fire, there's an issue. If you have traveled, there's an issue. You see? So systems like what we have had will assist you to have access to these documents from anywhere. Most of the clients that are serious these days, if you can't use Google Drive, if you can't use Dropbox, if you can't use online cloud-based system that will assist you to actually work better with them, they will not work with you because you are not able to do that. Now, apart from getting clients, it assists your practice to be sustainable, you see, and safe. Ofisi kijaa maji tu, everything that you've worked for 20 years is gone. But if you have systems like these that we've been talking about, these are the role of technology in the legal sector. It will assist you to structure your better, introduce you to new clientele and fields of practice, can connect you. Again, I think I got a present here today because of technology. It's a living proof that actually it works, because to say the truth, I did not know. I was busy trying to communicate to the consumer that is part of my legal sector, because I want to give back to the community. However, without knowing, there are some people who have been touched with what you do to the extent that they want to acknowledge and to say thank you for that. That is the role of what technology can do. It reaches people that you do not know that you're actually reaching. The room that led to that present we have had so many visitors coming in. Mama Maja is one of them, she came in. Noel is one of them. Noel, we've spoken about so many topics in that room. Local content law, mining law. Mama Maja was part of the panel together with Dr. Yves Nare, with Zito Kabwe, and January Makamba. We are speaking about legislative impact assessment and whether we need it. Last week and the week before, we were having 3 people from PwC, Deloitte, and other tax heads from 2 major telecom companies speaking about taxes for businesses. We've spoken about dual citizenship, and there's even a task force going to speak to Mama Mula Mula about it. And it's all about technology, and it's all about your bundle that you have, and you reach people. That club right now has 2,900 followers. It has 2,200 members as we speak. I only started it in April this year. You see, that's technology. And as much as I like it and I hate to admit it, it has brought a goodwill which is attached to my business or to my personal branding. So that's what technology does. We've done sessions with Sunday there and Kosota. Even the CEO of Kosota, head of legal of Kosota were there. We did sessions for intellectual property like 3 weeks in a row. And this is only Tuesday, but it's something, you see. Other than that, one thing that you should know about technology is that there's no one size fits it all. You need to make sure that it's tailor-made to fit what you're selling. Know what you're selling, create content, feed your system, because I think my friends from the Smart ERP system will tell you the system, if you don't feed it with content, is useless. So it's basically you, and that's where it comes. Technology is not a substitute of your excellence. It has to be from within yourself. Again, so I wanted to list, these are a list of legal technology and ERPs to note. You'll see them, maybe we'll talk them in the session. But lastly, I wanted to finish with this. So lawyers, we love final written submission. I had to cancel that because most of us do that. So final remarks. Most of us really love Lord Denning. So Lord Denning says, and this, by the way, I really love this quote. It's part of my mantle in my office. I have this framed. If we never do anything which has not been done before, we shall never get anywhere. The law will stand still while the rest of the world goes on, and that will be bad for both. Legal sector cannot stand alone. We have to change. We have to change to embrace what's changing. If we don't, we will definitely be left behind. And if lawyers are left behind, I do not know how that world will survive without lawyers. You see? Winston Churchill says to change is to improve, but to change often is to be perfect. Let's change and be perfect with the system that we are. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Kheri.